this? And it's not getting any less pissy. That's what I would like to know. When we can stop the pissing. Yep. DiamondClub.tv. Let's get into the chat room. Because my name is Jerry. Pop that shit out. That's what it's all about. All right. Am I live? Now I'm here. Am I live? Is that a thing? Live. Stop pissing today. Stop pissing tomorrow. Stop pissing forever. Folks, we're going to get started on this wild fucking goose chase of a show. Because that's the bottom line. And Stone Cold said so. Oh, yeah. No, Jury Moore won't be tonight. Jury Moore will be tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Now XChat works. All right. Okay. I feel like I need music. I do need music. Let me go get my music, and then we will begin. Well, actually, here, I can put on... You know what I wanted to hear? Professor Shy Guy. That's what I want to hear today. No diggity.
Uh-huh.
No diggity.
This is really happening.
No doubt.
Professor Shy Guy.
All right, be right back.
All players.
A classic. To another classic. Mega Ran, let's go.
It's going down, fade to Black Street. The homie got at me. Collaborations are crazy like Taxi. No doubt, I put it down, never slack. Long as my socks match, you never hear a Ran coming whack. Tell me who can stop when Ran making moves. Attract you honeys like a tractor beam. Multiple eargasms are happening. Still bringing this flavor with Professor Shy Guy, the original 8-bit singer.
Sure to get down, good lord. Baby got 'em open all over town. Strictly bet you don't play around. Cover much ground, got game by the pound. Getting paid is a forte each and every day. Nintendo play away. I can't get her out of my mind. Wow. Think about the girl all the time. Let's go. East side to the west side, pushing fast rides, and it is no surprise. She's got tricks in the stash, stacking up the cash. Fast when it comes to the gas. Vroom, vroom, by no means average. She's on it when she's got to have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10. I wanna get in. Can I get down so I can win? I like the way you work it. No diggity. I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity. Got to bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity. I got to bag it up. I like the way you work it. No diggity. Got to bag it up.
She's got class and style, street knowledge by the pound. A baby never act wild, very low key on the profile. Catching feelings is a no. Let me tell you how it goes. Herbs a word, spins the verb. Love it curves, so freak what you heard. Rolling with a fatness, you don't even know what the half is. You've got to pay to play, just for sure to bang bang to look your way. I like the way you work it, trump tight all day, every day. You're blowing my mind, baby, in time. Maybe I can get you in my ride. I like the way you work it, no diggity. Got to bag it up. I like the way you work it, no diggity. Got to bag it up. I like
the way you work it.
No diggity.
Got to bag it up. I like the way you work it. So call me Big Daddy when I bag that thing up.
Hey guys, can somebody check Alpha Geek Radio and see whether Geek.io is on? Because it shows them as on the air right now, but I don't know whether that's true. If they are, then I don't know if I'll be able to rock on Alpha Geek Radio. I'll just have to rock it on Diamond Club, but it shows them as on. Well, I know. Can someone just turn on Alpha Geek Radio? I know I could turn on Alpha Geek Radio. That would be the easiest thing to do. All right. So you want to know what? I'm going to try and navigate the waters.
I like the way you work it.
No diggity.
Paper
No
or plastic. I like the way you work it. You got to bag it up. I like the way you work it. All your names
Mega
too.
Rants.
Yeah. I like the way you work it. You got to bag it up.
With Samus.
I like the way you work it. I like it very much.
I'm out of here. No diggity.
All right. So, yeah, you want to know what?
Guys?
Oh, wait. Why aren't we on diamondclub.tv? That's a good thing. We should be on there. Yeah. No, we're there. We there. Yeah. So apparently Geek.io is on Alpha Geek. So I'm not going to be on Alpha Geek, and because I'm not credentialed for Channel 2. I'm only credentialed for Channel 1. So here we go. We're on diamondclub.tv. We're ready to roll. I got things. I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. This one might not be a super polished episode. In fact, right now... All right. Oh, I forgot. We have a shit ton of email. Okay, cool. Oh, Geek.io is not live. Oh, they're not live. Then let me push them the fuck off. Boo, 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 boo. Let's set it to off air. Turn to stream control. Justin Robert Jury is on the scene, ready to talk shit like you never seen. There we go. There. Yeah. Yes. Connecting. All right. Hey, Jury, will you ever do a Let's Play for Five Nights at Freddy's 2? I don't know what the hell you just said. What is that?
Let's play.
But what's Five Nights at Freddy's 2?
I don't know. But I can do a let's play.
I mean, I know what a Let's Play is. I just don't know what Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is. What the fuck, Alpha Geek Radio? But why are you butting it up right now, man? Because I'm live for Jury, and I'm trying to let you know that I'm ready to go. I swear to God, man. This shit is going to drive me up a wall because nothing has been going right today. Did I bring my lube for the butt? Yeah, man. Well, it shows that I am live here. It's just not connecting. Let me try to just save settings. Save settings. Try it again. All right. So butt's not working for me. We're not going to be on the butt. I apologize. So yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for butt fans, but no butt. No butts are going to work. We're gonna play this tightrope cover. Or no. What are we gonna play? There we go. I'm gonna start recording. And we are going to start recording the video.
Some people talk about you like they know all about you. When you get down, they doubt you. And when you're tipping on the scene, yeah, they're talking about it. Cause they can tip all on the scene when you're talking about it. Talking about it. When you get elevated, they love it or they hate it. You dance up on them haters, keep getting funky on the scene. While they're jumping around you, they're trying to take all of your dreams, but you can't allow it. Cause baby, whether you're high or you're low, whether you're high or you're low, you gotta tip on the tightrope. Tip on the tightrope. Baby, baby, whether you're high or low, whether you're high or low, you gotta tip on the tightrope. Now let me see you do the tightrope. See, I'm not walking on it, I'm trying to run around it. This ain't no acrobatics, you either follow or you lead. Yeah, I'm talking about it, I keep on blaming the machine. Yeah, I'm talking about it, talking about it. I can't complain about it, I gotta keep my balance and just keep dancing on it. We getting funky on the scene, yeah, you know about it. Like the star on the screen, watch me tip all on it. And baby, whether you're high or you're low, whether you're high or you're low, you gotta tip on the tightrope. Yeah, tip on the tightrope. Baby, baby, whether you're high or low, whether you're high or low, tip on the tightrope. Now let me see you do the tightrope. And I'm still tipping on it.
Whether you're high or low, whether you fly or roll, whether you're undecided, try any mo. You'll never catch a tiger when he's tipping by the toe. And if you can't abide it or fight it, homie, then I don't know. Just keep it moving like a bicycle.
All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and just fire this one the fuck off. You know, we're just gonna really just have a goddamn good time right here tonight. Let's record this episode of the Justin Robert Young live stream video podcast MP3 Spectacular is brought to you by the little voice inside your head that says you can do it. Oh, we screwed up, didn't we? Didn't we screw up? Here we go. This episode of the Justin Robert Young podcast is brought to you by Things and Stuff, but more stuff than things.
On the day that we met on the internet, I asked her for a photograph. She sent it over to me, said, I know
seriously
but
not.
that's fine. 'Cause you're pretty ugly by most people's standards, but you're alright by mine.
Oh, Jomo, you couldn't have said it any better. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good night, folks, to the corner of I'm going to talk about some shit and some other shit I'm going to talk about. This is where we gather each and every Sunday for the Jury Podcast. I am but your humble host, the son of a paralegal, that 1 in 10,000, the soon-to-be Mr. Paramore, Justin Robert Young. And boy, do we got a show for you today. And that's pretty much all I can guarantee you. It's a show. It's going to be a show. I'm going to talk about things like I normally do. We're going to have a good time, but I can't guarantee quality. There are no guarantees that this is going to be any kind of good. You want to know why? Because I got 99 problems, but talking to y'all ain't one. Everything else in my fucking existence right now is just vibrating with anger. I got my Black Magic Intensity cards just doing nothing but giving me double barrel middle fingers. They will not recognize at all. So I got to talk to this here webcam that makes it look like I'm in a horror movie. I try to move. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Let's just slow down every 5 seconds so it makes it look like I'm in some sort of 1990s representation of heroin use in a feature film called Trainspotting. Whew. I got an angry bird, and I'm not talking about the delightful fellows that attack pigs on your phone. No. I got a literal angry bird. Doctor, going crazy lately. He's got hormones or something, biting people on the face, rubbing his vent up against metal bars. That's bird masturbation. That's happening in my house. Good God. All sorts of personal and professional things. Not bad, just busy. Trying to work really, really hard to get this Santa book out. If you're not familiar, last year I did a short story collection of fucked up Christmas stories called Go Home Santa, You're Drunk. This year, it's going to be available in a new format. We got 3 new stories coming for you. I finally finalized them, but I got to get them out the door. I got to finish actually fucking writing them. I got to get them, the audiobook versions, to my homie Andrew Allen, who's going to score them. And then, to my buddy Ashley, who's going to edit them. Not Ashley, my fiance Ashley, but another Ashley. That brings us to me and you, guys. It really, this is my solace. This is where I come to decompress. I can just dump everything out of my brain. I can lay down my burdens because you, the jury listenership, my friends, my confidants, you're there for me. You're there for the gerbs. So it's with that I introduce to you maybe the most important thought I've ever had in my life. This show, no shortage of me pontificating, having grandiose ideals and theorems and philosophies for which I impart to you in the most flowery of language. And this is the most important. This is by far the most profound thing I have ever brought to you on this podcast. You ready for it? Homeless people and wizards are basically the same people. Hold on. Just follow me on this. What's a homeless guy look like? White guy normally, right? Scraggly, blonde hair, white hair, maybe. Looking unkempt. He's been out on the street. What's a wizard look like? Fucking same goddamn thing, except maybe he's got a bit of a pointed hat. If you put a homeless person in a wizard robes, somebody would be like, that looks like a fucking amazing wizard. That wizard's seen some shit. I bet you he's got an amulet that will open the tesseract of dreams and shadows. Meanwhile, If you were to take a wizard out of his robes and put him in some modern day dress, you'd be like, that dude's homeless. I wish I could feed him a sandwich, but I live in Fort Lauderdale and that's illegal. This has blown my mind recently. I want you to be walking down the street and see homeless people and just take a picture and think that dude would look great in robes. In fact, here's my new challenge to you guys. I want you to take pictures of homeless people and Photoshop them into wizard robes. Is that offensive? I'm getting the yes. That's offensive by Ashley. Why would that be offensive? All you're doing is just putting them into wizard's robes. I'm objectifying the homeless people, I'm being told. So apparently I'm crossing a line of objectification if you... And now it's not bad for me to point it out, though, am I? Is that bad for me to point out that homeless people and wizards share the similar physical aesthetic?
I don't know. Ask Twitter.
Let's go ahead and set up a straw poll. Is it offensive? No, you want to know what?
That's it because you won't ask.
Hell no. No, I'm going with this. You want to know? I'm drawing a line in the sand. I'm allowed to say that homeless people look like wizards. That's a right that I have for the American people. When Thomas Jefferson and George Washington were skateboarding in front of the White House and had an idea about America. In fact, hold on, wait. I need the Star Spangled Banner playing in the background while I say this. Here we go. When George Washington was pulling a real fucking sweet wheelie on his skateboard and said to Thomas Jefferson, "Yo, bro, you know it'd be great? America." He said, "Because we need a fucking a beacon, a shining city on a hill wherein people can say things like wizards and homeless people look alike." Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream that one day little black kids and little white kids can say together, homeless people look like wizards." Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask, do homeless people look like wizards? I don't know. Maybe we should Photoshop homeless people in wizards' robes. For only then will we know that 10,000 points of light shine on us, the proletariat of the United States of America, where we prove that homeless people kind of look like wizards, sort of, and you should be able to Photoshop them. Thank you. We have a lot of other things to talk about during the show here today. They're not all about wizards and stuff. We'll be right back.
Some people talk about you like they know all about you. When you get down, they doubt you. And when you're tipping on the scene, yeah, they're talking about it. Cause they can't tip all on the scene when they're talking about it. Talking about it. When you get elevated, they love it or they hate it. You dance up on them haters. Keep getting funky on the scene while they're jumping around you. They're trying to take all of your dreams, but you can't.
We got music today from Professor Shy Guy. Rhythm and Bloops is his chiptune R&B album. I think it is nothing short of pants creaming awesome. So everybody go ahead and check it out. It's all for free on YouTube. You can just go ahead and find Rhythm and Bloops. You got the whole album, and I'm sure he's got one of them there, pay what you like kind of things. I think I played it on this show before, but you really should check it out. And if you dig on the music that I'm playing during the show, why don't you go ahead and hit up Professor Shy Guy and be like, "Yo, I'm listening to your shit, and I really, really dig it." So you guys can go ahead and figure that out if you'd like. It'll be a fun time. Everybody's all, what's with people? People be like, "Oh, net neutrality is a thing. We should all pay attention to net neutrality." That's what people be like. That's my impersonation of people. "Hey, I think I should eat food and care about net neutrality." I hope air is still something I can breathe for nutrients. You want to know why? Everybody's talking about this. Net neutrality. Why? Because President Obama came out and said, I'm taking a hard line on net neutrality. Then meanwhile, Ted Cruz, oh, by the way, this is going to be a politics segment. Let's go ahead and get the
Politics. Yes.
We're talking about politics because Ted Cruz then comes out, starts playing politics on this and says, this net neutrality idea, it's the Obamacare of the internet. So that means it's bad, right? It's a bad idea. Oh, the Obamacare of the internet. Oh, geez, that's really, really bad. And meanwhile, everybody's like jumping up and down saying, well, thank God Obama wanted to do net neutrality. Then you ask people like, oh, what the fuck's net neutrality? And they say like, Netflix? I don't know. Is Netflix net neutrality? Is it Netflix neutrality or net neutrality? Also, have you seen BoJack Horseman? That's what people say when you ask them about net neutrality. They don't know what the fuck's going on. Nobody knows what the hell's going on. Obama's out here talking about Title II. What about Title I? I didn't see the first one. Am I going to understand the sequel? Nobody knows what the hell's going on. I don't think Obama knows what the hell's going on. I sure as fuck know Ted Cruz doesn't know what's going on. That dude was out here with a rotary phone jumping up and down doing prop comedy like his name was Gallagher, and he was about to crush a melon. But my larger point is this. 5 years ago, when everybody in the tech press, podcasts, blogs would talk about net neutrality, they would bitch and moan. They would say, nobody but us geeks care about this kind of thing. Why don't the mainstream people care about it? And the reason why is because people were writing that on a Babylon 5 message board. Had to get out of that ghetto. Meanwhile, you had other people saying, well, it's good that this isn't a mainstream issue because we don't really have a terribly informed populace, and the target kind of keeps moving with net neutrality. The situation now may not be the situation in 5 years. But hopefully we are at least better educated on the issue by the time that it does become a massive mainstream issue. So now here we are. This is front page news. The president of the United States says, I am taking a harder line on net neutrality than the FCC is. Ted Cruz comes out and he's like, oh, I'm against what you do. We have no better understanding of net neutrality as a populace than we did 5 years ago, when it was a story that only kind of internet-y people wanted to talk about. We don't. We are less informed on it, I believe, right now. Because you got a lot of people that are really fired up because of one simple fact. And I'm gonna let you know what it is right now. Politics makes everything dumb. It ruins conversations. You are not allowed to have a conversation that's intelligent if it becomes a political issue. As soon as you introduce
Politics. Yes.
everything becomes dumb. Everything becomes a really stupid issue for a few reasons. Number one, at the point that it becomes a political talking point, you kind of freeze what we know about it. Everybody starts staking their positions in the current set of facts, and you can't evolve those facts without them looking, with it being interpreted through the political prism. So, like, the fact that there are common agreements that we can have and then debate, out the window as soon as you start talking about it in a political context. Because now anything that happens is a win or a loss. Because again, politics.
Yes.
Politics is about getting people into a room to push your button. You are always fundamentally at odds if this is a political issue. You are always looking to make the other person look bad and you look good if this is a political issue. It is not the way that you actually get smarter. It is not the way that you actually have a dialogue. So now that we're in the political realm, not only is it impossible to find any kind of new common ground, new facts that might get us closer to a conclusion that is better for us, but we've all now invested in it. Because if you are politically active, if you follow politics, then you probably have a group of people that you find to be smarter or better than the other side. You have winners and you have losers, because that's the reason why you are politically active, to get more people into your person's booth so they hit the button. So now we have completely put this issue in a box. And now you can't talk about, well, Title II is not a magic wand. It in fact will create more fights as you look to lay out the forbearances that will actually make it effective. And the real issue here has nothing to do with safeguarding these fast lands. The problem is the local monopolies. As long as you have protectionist laws in place to keep only one wired provider in a locality, you're going to have these problems. But you can't say that now. You want to know why? Because it doesn't fit Ted Cruz versus Obama. We have to pick between Ted Cruz and Obama. That's great. You are in a Street Fighter 2 menu screen, and you have two options. You have two little headshots, and you can go bleep, 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 bleep between the two of them, but you have to select one. You want to know why? Because now it's about politics. And even if you say, I don't think that this person's right, and I don't think that this person's right, now you just got both these motherfuckers, homeboys, pissed at you. Because now you are not for Ted Cruz and you are not for Obama. You are some random asshole who's not being productive to the conversation, because the conversation is about who wins, not whether or not the best solution for net neutrality is either of these motherfuckers' points. It's the most frustrating part about politics to me, because by and large, political issues I can kind of take a step back from, because I love the horse race of politics so much. But I care about net neutrality, and I care about this kind of stuff. I feel fairly well read about it because we've been talking about it in my spheres and your spheres. If you're listening to this, you probably have heard a lot about it over the last, decade or so. I feel fairly well versed in it. I like talking about it. And it's also something that is a daily annoyance. I don't want to be a customer of Comcast. I really don't. Every time that fucking Comcast does something stupid, I look around. I do a little search. I do this search right now. Oakland ISPs. And I go to Yelp. And Yelp tells me that the best speeds are with Comcast. They got a lot of local kind of DSL providers. Nobody's bringing the heat. Nobody's bringing, 30 down like Comcast gives me. That's all I want. Just want a nice, robust, competitive ISP not called Comcast. That'd be nice. Be nice. Be fun. Doesn't exist. Why? Because it's hard. There are protectionist laws in place to do it. And they have nothing to do with Title II. They have nothing to do with Ted Cruz. They have nothing to do with Obama. But you can't talk about it now, because now it's a political issue. Now it's something else. Speaking of Ted Cruz, we're gonna do a little rundown on his chances as we now officially enter into the 2016 race. We're gonna handicap him. We're gonna check him in the gums, kick him in the legs, see how he's faring as we head into 2016. First, more songs.
I feel good. I walk alone, but then I trip over myself and I fall. I stand up, and then I'm okay. And you print some shit that makes me wanna scream. So do what you want with my body. Do what you want, don't stop, let's party. Do what you want with my body. Do what you want with my body. Write what you want, say what you want about me. If you want to know that I'm not sorry. Do what you want with my body. What you want with my body. You can't have my heart, and you won't use my mind. But do what you want with my body. Do what you want with my body. You can't stop my voice, 'cause you don't own my life. But do what you want with my body. Do what you want with my body. Early morning.
Oh man, I'm sorry, man. I was feeling that. I had to let that roll out a little bit longer because I fucking dig this album so much. And there, here, let's go with Ally Spagnola in here.
I could be the drink in your cup. I could be the green in your blood. You're pusher, man. Yeah, I got what you want. You wanna escape.
Oh man, that Ally Spags, man, she's in she got some press this week about how goddamn hard she works. And know this, folks, Ally Spagnola is out in these streets hustling. She's gonna be a massive star. I don't know why, because she will not take no for an answer. She's punching the star machine until one comes out. She will kick it and punch it until she is rewarded for her efforts, and it makes me such a gigantic fan of her. All right. Mitsula in the chat room makes a very, very good point. Jury handicapping political candidates because it worked so well the last time.
Politics, 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 politics. Yes.
Not saying I'm good. I'm saying I like to do it. And I'm saying that this is my show and I get to do what I want. Sing it, Ally Spagnola and Shy Guy.
With your body, do what I want with your body.
I'll do what I want with my body. You can't have my heart because you can't have my mind, and I'm going to talk about Ted Cruz. Let's go into depth about Ted Cruz. So, number one, let's set the primer. 2016, what we like to call double barrels. Both a Democratic and a Republican primary at the same damn time. Love it. These are the best presidential elections ever, and we got a wide open field this time. You get a lot of really interesting stuff. We got on the Democratic side, you got Hillary Clinton coming at it again, but she had a little toe in the water this summer. Didn't go so well. She kind of ate her own balls. That's not what you want to do. What you want to do is flex your balls. You want to flex nuts. You don't want to eat your own balls. She totally ate her own balls. It was not good. But you got to wonder, if she's not the person, she's the heavy favorite, who's going to be the Obama? Who's going to be the exciting person that captivates all of the Democratic voters' hearts? And we'll get into that. We have plenty of time to talk about it. Let's talk about Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz is coming into a very, very crowded Republican field. We don't know exactly who's going to be in there, but we know we're probably going to see him. Probably going to see Chris Christie, probably going to see Rand Paul, and we're probably going to see homeboy from Texas, Rick Perry. So Ted Cruz got to look at that field and say that, all right, well, Chris Christie's going to be I am the out-of-the-box candidate that can play like two people that aren't hardcore Republican. Rand Paul is going to run the I am the more palatable version of my father, like, look at this. I'm going to totally reshape things, ride the wave. It's Rand Paul fever. Catch it. Rick Perry's going to be like, hey, remember me? This time I won't take painkillers and fall asleep on stage and totally embarrass myself in a debate. That's going to be his running platform. So Ted Cruz has got to cut himself a nice little lane so he can run on. And so what he's doing right now is just going to be the loudest motherfucker about literally anything Obama says. That's going to be his goal. If Obama takes a shit, he's going to be outside the bathroom, jumping up and down, saying, ew, did you smell his shit? It's gross. That's his strategy. So that's why he comes out on net neutrality and says, it's the Obamacare of the internet. What does that mean? Nothing. I mean, it's just like Obama did something. Boo. That might as well have been the tweet. Might as well have been, this stinks. You stink, Obama. P.U. That's what every day he should tweet that. I would come close to voting for Ted Cruz if Ted Cruz just said, P.U. Obama, you stink every day, no matter what. And he could just link to a story that Obama did that day. And it just was always, and then like a meme of him holding his nose saying, P.U. Obama, you stink, and make it a hashtag. Ted Cruz, man, I'm dropping pearls here for you, baby. I got nothing but love if you have the P.U. Obama, you stink thing. Because that's basically what it is. Literally anything that dude does, he is going to just be critical of it. So make it a meme. That's what you're going to do. Make yourself a little brand, little character, little gimmick, Maybe you make pins, the you stink pins. And then name your fans the stinkers. Are you a stinker? Wear your stink pin, because Obama's stinking the place up. Ew, that's gross. And whenever Obama fucking says something, you just have gifs of him just fucking, spraying a Febreze bottle. Like, he's just like, What about net neutrality? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Overall, the stinking going on. Never mind that smell and sound are two different things. Obamacare is the Obamacare of Obamacare. How about that? That's another one. Let's just get a little meta on that shit. Sorry, I couldn't Obamacare the Obamacare because Obamacare. Malkovich. Mitsula's pointing out that P.U. Obama, you stink, is available for 2016 campaigning. Ted Cruz. Cruz, man. Get on cruise control. Make sure that you fucking pick up on this hot tip. I think that Ted Cruz is going to go nowhere. I think there's always, you want to know what? He might have that like Rick Santorum kind of thing where he just is always going to be able to play to the fundamentalists more than some of the other candidates are. So he'll always be able to be like, well, if I were elected, I'd repeal abortion in 5 seconds instead of 6. I would just do it. It'd be the first thing. They'd be, inaugurating me, and I have my hand on the Bible, and they'd be like, do you become president? And I would say, yes, abortion's gone. That would be my thing. My inauguration address is nixing abortion. And I would go, tisk, 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 out of here, abortion. I would wave my finger like I was Dikembe Mutombo. He'll always be able to do that because no one else is going to veer that hard right. He will go for the Christian fundamentalists and there's again, it's all about getting people into a booth and pressing the button. So he'll do good. Actually, you want to know what? The more I'm talking myself into Cruz being in the final 3. I think he's going to be in the final 3 people on that stage because really politics is the Royal Rumble. The primaries are the Royal Rumble. You have a lot of entrants, a lot of surprises. Oh, I didn't know. Maybe this one person does better than you'd think. Maybe somebody gets a shocking early elimination because they screw up with something. They're all getting tossed over the top rope. But I think Ted Cruz is going to be in the final 3. That's my jury prediction for Ted Cruz. We got a whole hell of a lot of your emails. So we're going to get into them right now.
Let's go! Yeah! Spice J! Huh! Up in this! Come on!
Up in the club with my homies, trying to get a little VI, but keep it down on the low key.
Hey!
Cause you know how it is. I saw her show that she was checking up on me. From the game that she was spitting in my ear, you would think that she knew me. So we decided.
You can email me at justinrobertyoung@gmail.com. Do me a favor and make sure that you write JURY in the subject line. That way I know what it is and I don't accidentally delete it, because I am in a big email deleting frenzy. I don't know if I want to talk about this because I feel like I'm going to jinx it, but I have been at inbox 0 on both my work and personal email for 2.5 weeks. And I feel like it's sticking. I feel like I've cracked the code and I am now at double inbox 0. And it's like a defining element of my life. I feel like it brings me sanity. Maybe I'll talk about that later. Phil writes in, so anyway, I do vote in general elections. I can't vote in the primaries because I'm registered as an independent. Well, I switched to independent in my mid-20s after registering with my father's misguided politics at 18. But that said, I only vote against the GOP's platform. There's rarely anything on the other side that I actually have to vote for, given my lack of real progressives in today's corporate politics. It's futile amongst the suburbs and white people to vote. I really wish there was a way to vote to the negative, to be able to vote against something without also voting for something else, to allow people to reduce the count of one candidate as opposed to increase it for another. The solace I can give myself is reading enough history books to appreciate that this is not a novel condition we find ourselves in, and we have generally been getting better despite the efforts of the nihilists. That's a really cool idea. I really like the idea of being to vote against somebody. That would be rad. I mean, there certainly are ways that you can do that now, especially if you understand that you are a voting demo, right? And so somebody needs to do well with your demographic to win. So strategically staying home is voting against somebody because they need these kinds of people to win. So I think everybody should break down themselves by the demographic that they are and where they are most valuable, and then understand where you are strategically holding back yourself when you are looking at candidates. That's an interesting thought. It's like white men aged 25 to 45 who are small business owners. Like, Republicans need you to go to the polls, right? Or if you are a black or Latino, Democrats need you to go to the polls. So if you want to hurt one of those two parties, you stay home. Yet another reason why not voting is perfectly acceptable, if not the raddest thing you can do. Warcow writes, hey, jury, coming in with an odd position on #Gamergate. This one's a long one, so buckle up. So I'm a gamer. I'm a marginalized minority as I have a form of gender dysmorphia, which gives me gender swings, as I've taken to call them. I can explain more, but I won't go into detail. I agree that gaming journalism has gone to shit, but this has to do with the market and the fact that most gaming quote-unquote journalism companies are paid for by the companies which make the game and are not a reviewer that has expertise in the area because the reviewer wants to review the game. That said, I have a really hard time getting behind the Gamergate movement because I don't agree with its starting point. I think that the guy who started it is a complete asshole, and I feel gaming journalism is becoming less important as a whole. I rarely, if ever, pick up a gaming review anymore. I only check a couple specialized sites for gaming news. But I also understand what it's like to be marginalized and treated like I am lesser, and I've even received a few death threats because of the above-mentioned dysmorphia. And so I know what it's like from the receiving end and condemn the idea of physical threats of violence and misogyny in any setting. However, and this is where, we're checking a lot of boxes. I also happen to disagree with Anita Sarkeesian's entire video series on YouTube because it ignores all games which do feature strong female protagonists and other strong female characters, which I have identified with as a and misrepresented Zelda as just, and she also misrepresented Zelda as just another damsel in distress, as well as her seeming inability to take a deeper cultural understanding of any region of the globe other than Japan, as well as her complete general disingenuous of her gamer background. I'm not saying that she's not played games in her entire life, but she is sole purpose of demonizing a hobby she claims to enjoy is despicable. Yada, 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 yada. So, that being said, I agree that women are underrepresented in video games and that there are some things that we as gamers and developers should look to be more equitable on that front, and that women need to be accepted into this hobby more openly. So basically, my point is that everyone but the people making death threats and harassing people are right. And the fact that it's being shoved in the middle of these debates is damaging to everyone. I think we can agree that harassment is bad and it shouldn't happen. And this is... the sign-off is sometimes a man, sometimes a lady, but always a diamond. War cow. So this war cow is my spirit animal. Spirit animal of the week is war cow. I, in my heart, wish I could be bringing light to this world by being a gender-swinging war cow. Because it illustrates something that I find very, very, very dear to this conversation and all conversations, which is we can all be right. Doesn't make you cool. Doesn't make you awesome. It makes you somebody with an opinion. And you can be right in the fact that you have an opinion. And then we can have a debate past that. Like, what has confused me the most about the Gamergate movement is how it became about 19 different things at once. What does Anita Sarkeesian have to do with Brianna Wu? What does Brianna Wu have to do with Zoe Quinn? I don't know. How does any of it have to do with fucking gaming journalism? I mean, are we considering Anita Sarkeesian an established gaming journalist, an establishment gaming journalist? I don't know. Doesn't seem like she works at GamePro. Doesn't seem like she's on Kotaku. So now you focus on the gaming journalism thing brought forth by that fucking butthurt asshole that used to date Zoe Quinn. It's like, all right, well, that's fine. So be pissed at him. Like, I'm not above shitting on fucking websites for being organizationally dishonest. That's rad. Do that. Get it, son. Get it how you live it. But just don't expect that to be a broad thing, you know? Like, gaming journalism is kind of a big who gives a shit to most people. Because even if you're really, really into video games, how much are you really reading reviews? And also, it's the internet. You can do it yourself. DIY. I'm shocked. I'll tell you what, if someone doesn't come out of this having just a big, awesome site for people that love Gamergate, then you are fucking up. Because there's a massive opportunity for everybody to say, hey, throw a little money at this. If you don't like Kotaku, fucking come to Brand X. Brand X is this brand new site that we're going to fucking review games. You know, that's the thing. If you don't like that brand of journalism, do your own brand of journalism. Anonymous Diamond writes, Justin, I have been guilty of voting uninformed and along party lines so the other party doesn't get in. I agree that voting uninformed can be worse than not voting. This year, I voted differently. On election day, I did a little bit of research on a candidate comparison site to see all the candidates for myself and all the initiatives that were on the ballot. I decided to go with green and independent candidates, not only because I prefer their quote-unquote promises, but I think that the political space is similar to our situation with cable companies. We need more competition, and voting for third parties will help them get more money for campaigning. A question to you. Is looking at a summarized comparison view on candidates informed enough to vote? And should voting for third-party candidates be encouraged purely to get more competition in the political marketplace? So let's start with the first one. Being informed is literally just you deciding you're informed, in my opinion. Like, I don't have a defined line on it. I'm just, like, my very low bar is, do you feel like you're informed? Because I think, like, there's a lot of people out here that wind up voting because they feel bullied into it that would say, yeah, no, I don't know shit about any of these people. But somebody told me to do it, so I'm going to do it. And I think that's fucking that's what I don't like. So just if you feel informed, you're informed. according to jury. Should voting for third parties be encouraged purely to get more competition in the political marketplace? I mean, I guess if you got a real hard-on for elections, if you got a real hard-on for, people in government, I mean, I guess my larger point is that all the change you want to make in the world, it's not just about these people fucking trying to get your votes. Make change now. Make change by yourself. Make change with other people who want to make the same change you want to make. Like, why do we think that this is the end-all, be-all of change? Government. Because these motherfuckers need to get as many people into a booth as possible to press their thing, to press their button. So they make it into a life or death situation. 2016 will be the most important election in our history. Why? Because it's always the fucking most important election in our history. Like, it's never not. Every election's the most important because crisis equals action. If it feels like the most important thing, you're going to get to the polls that much more. And the more people that turn out, the more chance you can have your button being pushed. Yummy Waffles writes, first off, I want to give you big flaming props for the work you put in, the dedication you've shown to this show over the last few months. Commitment you've given to your listeners is inspiring. I want to chime in on a discussion about failures from a few weeks ago. Right out of high school, I was offered a full-time management position at my retail job that I'd held since my 16th birthday. Instead of going straight off to college like you're supposed to, I took the promotion and ground out a grueling year and a half of work that I felt would never end. I couldn't wait to get out of there and apply to colleges to serve as my way out. I got accepted to a fine arts school in Chicago where I was going to study film. My first semester was okay. Did well in my classes, but didn't establish any relationships with people that I would call meaningful or long-lasting. My closest group of friends were 7 guys living together, getting drunk and stoned every day and night. By the time of my second semester, I had become completely disenfranchised with the program of study, didn't feel like I had anyone to talk to, fell into an overwhelming sense of despair and depression. I felt like I had failed myself by not being able to make the plan work. And I began not attending my classes altogether, overwhelmed by the stress of the workload as well as the student loans that were piling up. I used my old comfort of video games and began watching a lot of content on Twitch.tv to serve as a distraction. As of May 2014, I was all in on the blowing off school thing and started streaming StarCraft 2, as well as participating in tournaments as a way to divert my need to be doing something into an outlet. I found much more enjoyable, and that came easier to me than college. I ended up dropping out of school and spending the summer committing to streaming full-time. Healthy, I know. In August, I was forced to get a full-time job to make up for the bills I wasn't paying, and also took 2 classes on my 2 days off so I wouldn't have to pay off my student loans yet. It wasn't until the second life shift in August that I realized how much the streaming had been doing for my well-being. It wasn't just a hobby that I used to distract myself from work. It was work, and it stimulated me. I made connections with so many people online and developed a small but rewarding community around myself in just a few months. I spent the first 8 months of this year feeling like a failure for not buckling down in school and using video games as my escape. I felt as though I wasn't doing anything important with my life and that I would end up wasting my years. I have to thank you and your show for helping me realize that if you like something and you're passionate about it, then you should do the shit out of that thing. Passion is where the work ethic comes from, and you can't force yourself to care about something you aren't passionate about. I'm currently looking for a part-time job to cut my hours back so I can fit streaming back into my life, and the origin of this idea was inspired by your work on The Jury Show in the last few months. Sorry for the long email, but I feel like you deserve to hear my story, and if it helps you realize that the effect of the reach that you have on your audience. Thank you, Justin, for doing what you do and loving what you're doing. It's Yummy Waffles in the chat, and he says, P.S., he's 21 years old. Fucking standing belly clap to you, Yummy Waffles. And here's what I want to illustrate about his story. It's all good. Any path you want to take. It feels harder to get out of the mainstream. It feels harder to look at other people and say, I'm not going to do what you're doing. I'm going to do something different. And it's hard to find a community that knows what the fuck you're doing and can have faith in you to say, you know what, you should be doing something different. You should be doing something off the beaten path. And it's fucking hard as shit when you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm doing what I love. Also, I have bills. Whoops. But that's the goal. Making that feeling more of the majority of your feelings. That one little spark, that spark of saying, I enjoy something and I want to do it that much more. Ooh, that's the key to life, baby. That's what it's all about. That's why we're here. That's why America is an amazing country, because it's about finding that. That's the American dream for me. That journey, going from that little spark to a burning ass brush fire. And Yummy Waffles is living it. War Cow is living it. Anonymous Diamond is living it. Tensor Guy is living it. Mitzula, Dev90, Easy Smoke, Tenki, Waffleophagus, Brussels. Y'all are living it. That's what we're talking about. That's what we do here on the Jury Podcast, is we make sure that you have the opportunity to have a community that says, fuck it, we're doing what we want to. Fuck it, I want to work toward what I want to do. That's what it fucking is all a goddamn about. Because at the end of the day, you might be looking down at the long throughway of your life and say, man, that homeless guy looks like a wizard. You might look at the TV and say, what the fuck is Ted Cruz talking about? He doesn't even know what the internet is. You might say, I am a gender-swinging war cow and I have opinions about Gamergate that don't conveniently fit in your definition. You might say, I can't make friends with the 7 dudes on my floor that do nothing but get high and drunk, but my true friends live in StarCraft. But you can know this, that your old friend Justin Robert Young is telling you, please don't die! Also, seriously, if you know how to uninstall Blackmagic drivers or know how to get them to work in general, please email me, justinrobertyoung@gmail.com. Also, you can find the podcast on Stitcher, iTunes, and some other shit. Email me, justinrobertyoung@gmail.com, Twitter and Instagram @JustinRYoung, hashtag join the conversation at diamondclub.reddit.com. Also launching this week, the Jury Moore podcast. Yes, the Jury Moore podcast. Justin Robert Young and Ashley Paramore, who are getting married at DragonCon 2015, have a delightful relationship podcast in which they talk about the impending stress for their nuptials, as well as your relationship questions. Yes, your relationship questions coming to iTunes, Stitcher, and some other shit. It's the Jury Moore podcast. Deedle doodle doodle deedle dee doo. Waffleophagus. The Jury Moore podcast doesn't have an RSS stream yet. We got to get that set up. It'll be up by the time that the second episode is up. You'll have both episodes there. Blorp, bleep, blorp. Oh my God, we have a choose your own adventure in the works. That's awesome. Jury, what about live? Will it be live? It'll be live. We're trying to get shit together. Problem is, a lot of fucking schedule shit going on. It's coming into the holidays. It's gonna be a hot mess here, folks. You're gonna have to fucking grab it with both hands. Hold on loosely. Loosely hang on. Okay, guys. Well, I love you all, and I think that you're all great. And I'm really excited that this continues to be a thing. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Jury Moore Show.